Today we're doing something different. I also have a little bit of a different setup going on. I hope you can actually hear me correctly. I have my mic sets right here, so definitely let me know if there's an issue with the audio. But I do have a pretty good microphone right now, so everything should be good. And I'm excited for this stream. So you know what? Maybe I want to do Saturday streams more often just because I really like going live. It does. Thank you so much for letting me know that I'm loud and clear. But I don't know. I really enjoy going live because I get to chat with all of you and I get to hear your thoughts and everything like that. So that is why I really like that. And some of you might have seen my previous video that I uploaded on Wednesday, where I talked about that I was feeling overwhelmed, uninspired, and I feel like live streams help like push against that because they are so fun to create. So we're gonna talk about a lot today. Hopefully, I do have a lot planned. I hope my laptop is gonna be able to handle it next week. I'm gonna have an iMac, and I'm gonna probably stream way more often because my MacBook isn't really able to handle streaming very well, and I want to stream more often. So I purchased an iMac, and that one's coming in on Wednesday. So mobile PC. I'm so sorry. I really am an Apple girly. I am an Apple girly. I am not a fan of Windows. I have a Windows PC like at work, and I always struggle with it. I know it's better for streaming. Okay, I know like the real streamers have PCs, have Windows PCs, but I love Apple. I have an iPhone. I have an iPad. I have my AirPods. This is my second pair of AirPods, and now I'm gonna have an iMac. And I used to go to this graphic design school, and I didn't go for graphic design. I went for journalism, but they had a bunch of iMacs that students could use, and that is where I fell in love with iMacs. So I get it. I am an Apple fangirl. I am such an Apple fangirl. Oh, I am not wearing lipstick. I'm just noticing like the thumbnail that I have for this stream. I have like my makeup all done differently than what I have right now, but we're gonna deal with this, okay? I don't want to do my makeup, just a little bit. Some of you might not know this, but I am a fourth grade teacher, and yesterday it was raining so hard, and I have to bike to the metro station to get to the metro, and then I have another bike in the town where I teach. And I thought, you know what, it's going to rain so hard, I'm not going to do my makeup. And usually I only wear like mascara or something like that to work. So I was starting the day, I was telling the kids what we're going to do today, and one of the kids raised her hand and she's asked, did you sleep well last night? You look really tired, like something weird, something different around your eyes. And I said, yeah, I'm not wearing makeup today because I thought I was gonna get rained on. So eventually the rain wasn't as bad when we had to go outside. So that was great. Okay. Does it look like I have a weird lipstick-less mustache? Fourth grade. Yeah, it's 8 to 9 year olds. I think this year most of them are gonna turn 10. Or this school year, most of them are going to turn 10. Yeah, I have like a lipstickless mustache going on. So we don't call it fourth grade either. We call it group 6. Because kindergarten is called group 1 and 2, and then I teach group 6. So yeah, it's going to be my first full school year of teaching. And so far we've had 4 weeks and it's been really, really great. So it's been really tiring, which is what I talked about in my previous video as well. So yeah, okay. You know what? We're just going to start talking on some topics. I first want to talk a bit things tarot related. Like we're going to talk about world news stuff. Absolutely. I have a bunch of stuff prepared. I have even more topics if you want to do that prepared for today. But first I want to talk a little bit on, okay, the first thing that I want to talk about is my annoyance with fake decks being sold. Okay, I have purchased 2 fake decks at the beginning of my tarot journey. They were on Wish. I didn't really realize that they were fake decks, and when I got them I was like, yeah, no, these are shitty, and then I ended up purchasing the real ones afterwards. But okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen with the Vintage store, because that is where I purchase my secondhand decks. So this is Vinted. I'm looking for tarot. My screen's probably really, really slow because my MacBook is really struggling right now. And look at the top 4 ones. Like, they are by 2 different sellers, but these are fake. I can already tell by the thumbnail that they're fake. And it annoys me so much. It's okay that if you buy a fake deck because you can literally not afford a real deck, maybe that's too expensive. But then to have apparently so many fake decks, and then you're going to sell them, and in the description of these listings, they aren't even saying that they are fake. Here it just says 78 tarot cards. I don't speak French, but this I can make out that it says that. And then I scroll down for more listings. Here I can see this Ethereal Visions, fake. This Earth Magic, fake. All these fake decks always come in boxes like this, and it annoys me so much. I am someone, like, I will mark them out. I just report their listings, and I do see that they are taken down because they often was I not even sharing it on screen? I wasn't. Wow, that was so stupid. But yeah, just take my word for it. No, I'm gonna try and share again. Okay, this is annoying. I want to share. I haven't shared my screen with since I have my new setup here. Oh, like this, show on screen. Okay, cool. I want a different layout though. I don't like this. Yeah, this is good. I'm covering the ads. Okay. So here you can tell that these decks are fake, right? You can tell that these are fake. And then actually with these 2, I already reported them. You can actually see the QR code. You can actually see the QR code on the boxes. They take photographs of them. And this is just like the first 4 results when you look up tarot. Okay, so that was just a bit of an annoyance that I wanted to share. My laptop is really getting heated. If only you had if only I had my iMac in already. Thank you very much. Okay, so that was the first little bit of just an annoyance, I guess, that I have with the tarot community, or it's not really the tarot community, just anything tarot related. However, the next thing, you guys, I want to talk about this new Oracle deck that has yet to come out. Some of you might already know what I'm talking about. I'm going to share on the screen right now. It's the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. Why are my chats are not all showing with me? That's weird. Okay, yeah, I report all of that. So look at this. This is so stunning. I am not really a smoker or anything. I used to smoke cigarettes for like 8 years, and then I quit over 6 years ago. So it's not great for me if I were to smoke weed or smoke anything, just because I have a tendency to get addicted to it. But I really like the look of this. I like the concept. I think it's really cool. I love the artwork, and many of the keywords that I saw, I also really related to. However, there's a huge controversy going on right now with this creator, because this deck is created by Liminal 11. It's created by Liminal 11. And they also have created the Mother Witch Tarot, the White Newman Tarot, the Seed and Sickle Oracle. They are the creators of the Luna Soul Tarot. What else do they have? They have a bunch. And they also now have created this Oracle deck. So they send it out for reviews. The publisher, Liminal 11, has sent it out for reviews to YouTubers, to tarot tubers, so they create an honest review, because that is what you do. And I have been in the YouTube communities before. Right now I'm in the tarot community, but I also have previously been in the beauty community, where I created beauty makeup videos. And it was a really big thing, at least at first, that all reviews had to be positive, and if you didn't like a product, you just wouldn't talk about it. And then slowly it started shifting into being brutally honest with your opinions on products, because people are actually buying stuff or buying makeup due to YouTuber recommendations. And if you recommend something that is crap, and people are going to buy crap, and then they find out that it's crap, then those YouTubers aren't going to be taken seriously anymore. And I feel like the same shift has happened to the tarot community. I feel like I'm quite late in the tarot community. So I do think that the shift had already happened by the time that I started creating my own videos. And now it's at a point where we've seen this in the beauty community too, okay? Where some YouTubers receive free PR, which is what it is, free products to do a review on, to get eyes on the products. And in this case, there were at least 2 YouTubers that I know of that did a video of this deck and didn't like it. They did not like the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. And then the creator started sort of shit-talking them. I will afterwards put a link in the description box below of the video that I watched of both the review and the backlash that they received from the creator after publishing that review, which is wild. And I just, I don't, words, it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me that, because I've seen it, like I said, I've seen it happen in the beauty community too, where YouTubers were sent PR, they are doing honest reviews, and brands or creators, collaborators, whatever, do not like these honest reviews, and they are shit-talking these creators because of their honest reviews and because they did not like it. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for hitting the like button. Absolutely, it will help push this video out to others here on YouTube who are, I don't know, maybe also looking to get some live stream content. So that is sort of what is going on with the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. It's really such a shame, because the artwork is really stunning. The artwork is really stunning. It just sucks that the author cannot handle criticism at all. It's really shitty, and people have been reaching out to Liminal 11. I don't know what it is about Liminal 11. I don't know if they would respond to this. I get a vibe, okay? It's. I have to say that a part of it is really petty on my part, because I love my Modern Witch Tarot, okay? I have it was the first deck that I ever got, was the Modern Witch Tarot, but it does not shuffle well. It has really thick cardstock. It shuffles so shittily. I hate the shuffle, and I feel like many people talk about that. Many people talk about how they don't like the shuffle of the Modern Witch Tarot. They have reached out to Liminal 11. Are you going to publish this in a different cardstock? Are you going to change anything about the cardstock or whatever? And I mean, I reached out and they never responded to me, which is just one person that they did not respond to. But I don't know. It's petty. It's really petty of me. But it's still it's still how I feel. I would like, if the Modern Witch Tarot came out on better cardstock. Like I have a couple of decks here that I might want to use for today's reading. I love the cardstock of the Light Seers. Okay, absolutely love it. But it's a different publishing company. It's Hay House, which definitely has its own gripes and problems, and that we're not going to get into today. But even the White Newman Tarot, which is another deck from Liminal 11, if the Modern Witch Tarot came out in that cardstock, I would repurchase the Modern Witch Tarot. That is how desperately I want to be able to work with that deck. Yes, the artist creates such a beautiful deck. I hope she works with a more respectful creator. Same. I would love to see more decks by that creator, just with a different author, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so we just talked about the fake decks being sold on Vinted. I talked about the creator of the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. Shall we get started with the world news? So I think the first thing that I want to talk about is pretty much what is in the thumbnail. What is next for the monarchy? So to give a little bit of background, I am from the Netherlands. We also have a monarchy. We have a king. We have King Willem-Alexander and his wife, Queen Maxima. So that as someone who lives in a monarchy, I know not much about monarchies, okay? I know they get a shitload of money. I know that we have this. Hi, thank you so much for being here. We're just getting started into the world news segment. So I live in a monarchy, and we have okay, this is weird. Like, why do people need to be so weird? I don't even know how to mod, to be honest. Like, I should probably, yeah, you're gonna be banned. Okay, so the people on YouTube can only see the chat that is happening on screen. So, oh, they were already deleted. That's great. So, anyway, what I was talking about the monarchy. Yeah, we have every third Tuesday of September, so once a year, we have what is called Prinsjesdag, or Princess Day, and the whole like financial plan of our cabinet is shared with the country. And the king reads it. It's not the policy of the king, but the king traditionally reads it. And before that, the queen read it. And there is about 8 to 9 tons euros, so 800 till 900,000 euros, that is going to our king, our monarchy, just for travels. That's just the travel money that they're getting. It is absolutely wild. So I'm gonna look up the. It's really wild. And there is, of course, more going on with whatever else is being said in that. Oh yeah, it probably is related to the English. Absolutely, I 100% believe that. So yeah, I have the Instagram post that sort of leaked, not necessarily leaked it, but these financial plans that are supposed to be shared for the first time on Princess Day always get leaked. It says here, more money to the monarchy, or our royal house, I guess. There are the financial plans for the royal house, and the members of the royal house, which is King Willem-Alexander, Queen Maxima, and Princess Beatrix, which is the former queen. They all get for their salary and also their costs for personnel and material costs about 450,000 euros more than before. So that's wild. That it's that is what they're getting more of. And yes, we have inflation. So inflation is really, really bad here in the Netherlands, and I'm sure all around the world, or at least all around Europe, for reasons. It says here that their salary is getting more, as it has been for their salary rises, as it's been happening for years. And with the salary rises of these, and then princess, we also have a princess, which is the king's daughter. She has said that she doesn't want to get her royal salary yet because she's still studying. I definitely get this feeling that this princess is way more left-leaning than, I don't know, maybe would be expected of her. I don't know. But yeah, she's studying in, I'm pretty sure she's studying either in England or in Amsterdam. We have 3 princesses. They all have names that start with an A, so I confuse them all the time. And then the last part of this says that in the financial plans, it seems that for travels, just for air travel from members of the royal house, is the same amount of money booked as last year, which is 880,000 euros. For air travel only. So that is so wild to me. Like, just travel less. When you get less, money, travel less. We all do it, and they don't just travel for work. They travel for vacations too. They have all these traditional travels, vacations that they've done for so long. And we all travel less. We all take less vacations because inflation is getting to us, and the COVID, everything happened, and we've all been traveling less. So let's see. What did you say? We have a constitutional monarchy. The only money they make is from private land ownership. How many people visit Buckingham Palace? Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about royalty at all, about the monarchy. And yeah, we also have, we also have royal land, I guess. And from September till December or September to whenever, the land is closed, because then the land is being used for at least the king's personal hunting ground. So he gets to hunt animals in his grounds. And other times of the year before September, it is open for people to visit, and it's a beautiful park, and it's just beautiful nature and wildlife. And starting from, I think it was 2 days ago, it is closed so that the grounds can be used for hunting. And well, I mean, I'm definitely biased because I'm vegan. I'm very much against like hunting for hobbies and that stuff. It is just wild to me. So what are we going to do? I actually was going to want to take the Terror of the Golden Wheel for the monarchy reading, but I have the Lightyear here, and I love that one. So, okay, let's take a look. What do we want to take a look at with the monarchy in England? I think what is interesting to know is, and I've seen one other tarot reading on the monarchy. If there's something specific that you would like to see, definitely let me know. I love bacon. Can we still get along? Sure. I love vegan bacon. So, and I never stopped eating meat because I didn't like the taste of it. So I get it. I get it. I like to see myself as a non-judgy vegan. I'm like very not strictly vegan, I guess. But it's just because that is what happens to work for me and my beliefs. So I have non-vegan friends. It's okay. Okay. So what should we take a look at with the monarchy? I definitely want to take a look at the future of the monarchy now with King Charles III. Every time I have to say, I want to say Charles, I feel inclined to say James Charles. Well, that's my own issue. So I want to definitely take a look at the future with King Charles III. But I also sort of want to take a look at what is the current energy with the Queen leaving and the King entering. Like, what is the current energy around the monarchy? What are people within the royal family, how are they feeling? That is sort of what I want to take a look at. And these are all, I made a little banner, you guys. I made a little banner. These are all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I mean, no disrespect towards anyone that I'm talking about. This is just news, politics, entertainment. So just that little disclaimer there. So let's get started. Let's see. Rather we adopt. Okay, I'm not going to comment on that, but I think it's funny. Okay, so let's take a look at what the current energy is in the royal family. What is the current energy? Ooh, interesting. So we are starting up. The first card that came out was the moon, which makes sense. The moon is my typical card of secrets. So either there are secrets that are keep being kept, or it could be that secrets are slowly starting to come out. I feel like with the moon card upright, I am inclined to think that there are secrets being really much being worked on, also because I have the Nine of Pentacles. I also have the Nine of Pentacles. It's like a wish come true, having worked really hard. This is something that, of course, Charles knew his whole life, that this was sort of his destiny to be king, and it's been taking such a long time. I feel like he has definitely been feeling like he was ready for it. And I think that now he is becoming king. He's going to learn about all of these secrets, maybe even secrets that his mother had kept because of her being a queen. Hi, Julia. So happy you are here. But that he is like secrets for him are coming to light that he didn't really know about, or at least these are things that he has to deal with right now. And I'm not really sure if he knows how to deal with it. I feel like right now he is not happy that his mother died, but he is happy that he gets the opportunity to be king. I definitely feel like this is something that he has been looking forward to. And I say that because of, I'm going to put it here. I say that because of the Nine of Pentacles is work like a long-term dream, having worked toward long-term goals. I definitely feel like this is something that he has been looking forward to. And that there are some, even if there are some secrets that he doesn't know about yet, or that are yet to come out, they will. And I'm very interested to see in how he's going to be different. So let's actually take a look at that. So what is like Charles's future as a king? What would his future as a king be? So we definitely see what he's feeling like right now. What is his future going to be? I have the sun. That's a good sign. But is this a happy, positive, uplifting, authentic moment for the king? Or is it for all of the UK? Like, who is going to benefit from this? Is it just Charles? Is it just him who's going to benefit from this? Or is it that he's going to be like a new ray of sunshine for the UK because the Queen was so beloved? Was annoyed that Andrew was allowed to come out in public. Yeah, I get that. And maybe like with the sun, I also get the phrase of sort of being put in a different light. So I don't know if this is about Charles himself, or if he's gonna be able to put other people of the royal family in a different light. Like you just mentioned Andrew, so maybe he's going to be able to sort of shift the perspective or shift the light that is being shined upon Andrew or other people within the royal family. So that is really interesting that the sun card is coming up. I was annoyed at a man shouting, "Andrew, you're a dirty old man," and Andrew arrested. Oh, yes. Thank you for following. I have notifications up on screen as well as the chat, so that's great. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, free speech, absolutely. They were, oh, I saw that video actually that you're talking about. Yeah, that was really wild. Let me see. Look, we talked about this before. My MacBook is really old, and starting next week, I'll have an iMac to do my my streams on, and then I will actually be able to maybe share like little snippets and stuff. So let's move forward. So I'm really interested to see is what is the sun card gonna look like for is it going to be just for Charles? Is it going to be for the entire UK? That is what I want to get a card for right now. Like, how can we see the sun being implemented? The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups to me is a card of family, of children, of nostalgia. Huh? Is it? Okay, so the first thing that this makes me think of is nostalgia for the Queen. So, like I said, the Queen was really loved, was really an established figure as the Queen of England. So the dog, wait, where do you see the dog? I do have a dog. I do have a dog. Where do you see him? Can you see my dog somewhere? Anyway, oh, the dog in the card. I'm sorry, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so... Okay, let's try that again. So the first thing that I think of is nostalgia for the Queen, and that he's gonna somehow try to relate himself and his kingship, I guess, to his mother. I think that is gonna be one of his tactics to try and to become as beloved as his mother was as the Queen. So at first, I feel like we might not really see many changes because he wants to win over the public first. Because, like I said, the Queen was so beloved that don't let us distract you. I'm always distracted. If you don't distract me, I will distract myself. So I feel like that is going to be his first strategy. I feel like that is what he's going to do first, to really appeal to the public and really try to create this nostalgia for the Queen, but he's going to use it in a positive way. So that's really interesting. I wonder how he's going to be able to do that. Maybe he's going to literally, like, because like I said, the Six of Cups is my card of kids. I don't know if he's going to, what his game plan is going to be regarding his kids. So let me think. The kids of Charles are Prince William and Prince Harry. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't even know the members in the Dutch royal family, let alone the English royal family. So he might do something to to restore the relationship with... No, I don't think that it's going to be his first move. I don't think it's going to be his first move to fix anything with Harry. I feel like he knows that William and Kate are very loved, right? I'm pretty sure that is the general opinion, that William and Kate are really loved. And I feel like he's going to play off of that. He's going to play off of the good relationship that the public sort of has with at least one of his kids. And he's going to play off of that. Maybe even going to play off of little, like, smaller children. I don't know if the Queen ever did something significant for children, if she did anything significant for smaller children. And maybe he's going to, like I said, create nostalgia with that. So he's going to show, like, look, I can be just as great as my mother, because he has a hell of a lot to live up to after she was Queen for like 70 years, I'm pretty sure. He will try his best to win over the public, but can a man who has a hissy fit over a leaking pen ever successfully win over the British public? I saw that video. I follow a stationery store, and they shared that video with, oh, if only he had known about our stationery store, and he wouldn't have a leaky pen, because our pens don't leak. It was really I thought it was a funny PR move. So let's take a look at what else can we see. So after this, like, nostalgia period, like, besides trying to win over the public, what is going to be, like, significant within Charles's kingship? What is going to be super significant with him? Oh, we're starting off with the Six of Wands. So that is pride and recognition. Oh my God, he is so fixed on his image. He is so fixed on his reputation. This is like the card of pride, and not like the fun gay pride, but the just being proud. Yeah, that was really funny. But I think that is really his focus. So far, I'm not picking up on anything he wants to do out of the goodness of his heart. Right now, what I'm picking up is what he is putting out there for his image and for his own reputation and for how he wants to be perceived. Yeah, casually imagining King Charles in a skirt and heels. I remember when gay meant happy. I think I'm too young for that. I don't know. Or maybe I was just not English speaking when gay meant happy. But yeah, I mean, the gay pride should be happy, I think. Let's take a look what else is in the future for King Charles III as a king. What else can we get? Just shuffling. Sometimes cards want to jump out real quick and sometimes they don't. Okay. The Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands to me is a card of travel, of adventure, of doing something different. So I definitely feel like after he has, like, I feel like when he feels that he has the reputation that he wants, oh, you can absolutely get political. I don't mind. This is all like, we're talking politics right now. I am definitely pretty open in my politics. So I'm all about, I'm all about love. So I feel like once King Charles III, we'll just call him King Charles, has sort of built up the reputation enough that he feels like he wants to have, and he's happy with how people are viewing him, I feel like that is when he's gonna go into a different direction that people might not really expect of him. I don't know if it's gonna be like what direction it's gonna be. If it's something that people with my own political affiliation would like, or if people of my opposite political orientation are gonna like. But I feel like it's gonna be something that is unexpected. It might also include travel because of the Knight of Wands, and it is my travel card. So it could be that whatever direction he's gonna go in has to do with travel. Of course, one of the big things when it comes to the monarchy of England and the Commonwealth, I have seen The Crown, and that is pretty much all I know about the monarchy and about the Commonwealth and with the colonies. So there might be something regarding that is going to be unexpected. I don't know if it's going to be disappointing unexpected, or if it's going to be happy surprise unexpected. I really don't know. That is really interesting. But it's sort of funny to see that he is really, I don't want to say obsessed, but really focused on his image right now and his reputation. So that is really interesting. Also, sort of not surprising, I guess, because like I've already said, he has so much to live up to with the Queen. So that was sort of the direction that I wanted to go on for the monarchy of England, future of King Charles III. Let me know if there's any other question regarding the monarchy that I should answer. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to the next topic that is within the news, world news, that I am really interested in. As an environmentalist, I have high hopes in King Charles. I don't know what his views are. I hope so. I hope so, but I don't know what his own what his views are. And people say that the royal family, or at least the king or the queen, doesn't really have influence, that they're just a figurehead, so to speak, a status symbol, that. But they do have, like, that is what I learned in The Crown, so that is where I get this information from, okay? But they do have regular visits with the prime minister, so there's a definite potential of lobbying there. And the same goes here in the Netherlands. Our prime minister also has visits with the king. So yeah, please check whether he manages to successfully push the environmental agenda. So let's take a look at King Charles and the environmental agenda. I would love to see the monarch cannot show bias or get involved with parliament. Just because they shouldn't or they're not supposed to doesn't necessarily mean that it's not happening. That's sort of the unfortunate part, and that's at least my view. So, but I get it. I get it. Okay, though they cannot show bias, like publicly. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. So he's also an environmentalist, but the new prime minister isn't. Ooh, I want to take a look. Oh, climate change is his pet project. Like I said, I know nothing, and it's very clear. So let's take a look at how is the future for King Charles regarding environmentalism. It's gonna be a struggle. He's gonna have to fight real hard for it. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict. He's gonna fight really hard for it. It also might be that he's gonna try different routes, not just through the prime minister, but through other routes as well. And the reason I'm saying that, just to keep it a little tarot oriented as well, is because within this card, and I have this in Chris Ann's other deck as well, is we see 5 of the same person trying different ways, struggling their way through to reach a decision. But I think that he's gonna try many different routes. If we have to believe the Five of Wands, he might be trying 5 different routes, but maybe more, maybe less, of achieving his goal of like the climate change goal that he has. So it's definitely going to be a struggle. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles. This is funny because this is a card that that I pulled out earlier in another reading that made me think of veganism. I don't think King Charles is a vegan. I don't know if he's even a vegetarian, but there might be some more, like, this is definitely, I think, a good sign when it comes to the question that we're asking here with environmentalism and the future of it with King Charles and what he's going to be able to achieve. Because the Queen of Pentacles is in tune with nature. They are nurturing, they get shit done. And I definitely feel like that is, this is going to be a positive card. I don't really necessarily know how it's gonna be, and which one of these routes he's going to be able to be successful in. But I think the fact that he's going to be trying different ways and different paths to try and reach his goal, I think that is going to be part of why and how he's going to reach his goal. And like I said, I think the Queen of Pentacles is a really, really good sign. I also just got the Devil, Temptation. It might be. Okay, so there are 2 ways that I could interpret this. One way is that the Devil, the temptation, I'm going to see this as temptation because that is what I see most within this particular card of this particular deck. Temptation. Or distraction. Right now we're going to go with temptation. It could be that King Charles is going to be able to create some sort of a story or create something that is so engaging that you sort of have to go with it, and that is going to be part of his success as an environmentalist and with his climate change goal that he has with his pet project, like you said. On the other hand, it could also indicate temptation or distraction coming from outside. So that people, like you see here also, the control part here, that people are going to be able to, or are going to try to control him, because what has been said in chat already, he's not supposed to have any bias. He's not supposed to have any power. So because he's sort of not supposed to do it, but it's still something that he is passionate about, I feel like that is going to be such a huge part of the conflict, because it does seem, listening to what you are saying and seeing what is in the cards here, I definitely see that he wants to do something that could create a change. And I feel like maybe even the part of him building up his reputation is going to try and help him with this cause that he feels really, really passionate about. It could also be that this passion project of his is gonna be a thing that clashes really, really badly with his kingship. So that's really interesting to see how that is gonna play out. The devil is definitely showing here that people are gonna try and control King Charles with what he would love to do and what he would love to achieve. So yeah, that's interesting. If there's anything else that you would like to see about the monarchy, definitely let me know. Symbolic power can matter if he manages to become the unlikely symbol for the climate change and organic farming generation. Yeah, like I said, I know that the royal family isn't supposed to show bias. They aren't supposed to have power, and because it's just sort of symbolic. And I know that's how systems are set in place to ensure that. However, with powerful figures as a queen, as a king, anyone with money, they will always find a way or have some sort of way to influence power in whatever way, whatever subtle way it can be. So I know they're not supposed to have power, and like I said, systems are set in place, policies and such are set in place, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to do anything regardless, sort of to show their biases, if that makes sense. He doesn't have to say much in public. His views are already well known. I wonder if he steps down as king to work on that and let William take over. That would be really interesting, because that also sort of could be seen in the cards. Like, I already talked about William with the here, with the Six of Cups card here with the kids. Talked about William. I don't know if that's. I don't think that. I don't think that that's necessarily something that is on his mind right now, but it might be something that through conflicts and through fights, and through whoever this devil person is, might lead him to making that decision, but I don't think that's necessarily the goal yet, I think. Is that even possible? I don't think so, but William can support all the environmental charities on his behalf. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a breather. I've already had 2 cups of coffees, but King Willie. We also have King Willie. We have Willem Alexander, which is dubbed as King Willie. So that's funny. Cooking breakfast. Probably after this stream, I'm gonna start to cook my dinner. Okay. So that is the reading on the monarchy. Very interesting. Definitely did not really go as I thought it would, which is what I like, because that sort of shows me that I can almost like take out my personal biases and my personal ideas and views that I have and really just read the cards. I like it when that happens. Okay. Another thing that I don't know if I need to do a reading on it, but you both have Willies as king or princess. Yeah. So one thing that I saw, I'm going to share my screen once again and hopefully do it right this time, because I messed up the first time. Okay. But I don't even know if the movie is out yet, but there has been a live action refilming, I guess, a live action creating of the Little Mermaid. And it was already known, I'm pretty sure, like in 2019, that the Little Mermaid was going to, Ariel was going to be cast by a Black actress. And let me just show you this. So I'm gonna take. Can I change it? No, it's fine like this. So can I change anything? I want to make it a little bit bigger so it looks a little bit better on stream. So I am already going to say that I will not stand for any racism. And when we see these videos, like I've seen these videos of young Black girls reacting to the Little Mermaid trailer, and it is adorable. I get heartbroken when I read comments like this, like saying that there's no possible way that Ariel could be Black. And I mean, it's maybe a little bit of a touchy subject within the tarot community or the witchy community to say that mermaids don't exist, but I'm just gonna say it. I love that they cast a Black actress as a traditionally white role. And let me see if there's an image. I saw a what is it, a comparison of all these white actors that have been cast as traditionally non-white roles. Like white actors have been used for to play Native Americans, to play African Americans, to play Romani, to play anything, just because what white is the standard. Like, I know this is very controversial. It shouldn't be. It literally shouldn't be. But Ariel was ginger. Well, she's also a mermaid. So I don't love that argument. The Chinese already, I don't know what that means. The thing is that I think it's great that Disney is making stories more accessible for, I'm gonna hide this now. I really like that they are making Disney stories more accessible and more relatable to more kids, because there weren't really a lot of stories that that at least little Black kids and little Black girls could relate to, and to see the reactions of these little Black kids to the Little Mermaid being Black. That really, really warms my heart, and I honestly, I love to see it. And the thing is, it's all fake, right? I'm gonna say mermaids don't exist. The Atlantis, as shown in the Little Mermaid, doesn't exist. There are constantly white actors being cast for non-white roles, but when a Black actress is being cast as for a white role, then suddenly that's a problem, and I don't like that. So the thing is that me as a Black girl, me as a white girl, I have always had Disney princesses to look up to, and I never had to think twice about it. And now Black little girls also have a Disney princess, the same Disney princess that I used to look up to and that I used to love. And now we get to look up to the same princess and the same character, and I really like that. I do not agree with your take. I do not agree with your take. Is that talking about the Lord of the Rings, or the whatever that it is? The Hob. I don't know. I sort of know what you're talking about, but I disagree, because I think it's really important to cast more Black actors as whatever roles, because it's been done with white people, with white actors for always. So that's just my view on that. And that is something, just because it's world news, I don't really necessarily know if I wanna pull cards on that. But that is just something that I wanted to share, because like I said, I'm very open in my leftist politics views, and I don't mind sharing them. I know we can agree to disagree, and like I said, I am disagreeing with your take, and I know you're not the only one who thinks that way about it, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks my way about it. So yeah, like I said, I don't really know if there's something that I want to, if I want to do a reading on this. I wouldn't really know what to ask about that, but that is just something that I wanted to share because I thought it was important to share that. So, okay, another thing. This is something that I literally learned about today. I'm gonna share my screen again. This makes me quite mad, what I just learned today. And it is that I learned this from Hassan Abi. I've talked about his stream on Twitch before. But what has happened is that, ow, I'm just my elbow. This article here, I'm going to read it first, or read part of it first. I'm going to show you two. GOP governors Ron DeSantis, I think he's from Florida, and Greg Abbott, I'm pretty sure he's from Texas, send migrants to Martha's Vineyard and the vice president's residence. The idea behind this, so what is happening? I wrote like my own little description here, is that migrants are being sent on planes and buses to Martha's Vineyard and Kamala Harris's place, because these GOP whoever's believe that because the Democrats vote for, I don't know, taking care of migrants, that they should be the ones to actually do the care, and not just the bordering states, because they believe that only bordering states are taking care of migrants, which many very right-wing news sources and media people have dubbed them as illegal immigrants, which is not true. They are very legal, especially the ones they have put on buses. They are like super legal because they're from Venezuela, and they there's this law, I think it's, I don't know the specifics of it, but there's this law that is until 2024, I'm pretty sure, that Venezuelans are very much accepted, that the borders are very much open to them because of what is happening in their own country. I don't know what is going on in Venezuela. That is something that I would love to take a look at for maybe a future live stream. But yeah, they believe that not just the bordering states should look after migrants, which is already not the case, because there are very much other states that are also taking care of migrants. Anyway, the thing is that the places where these migrants were being sent, they were not notified that like migrants were on their way there. There wasn't like an understanding. There was nothing. And it's wild that like Kamala Harris, why send migrants to her house? What is she going to do? What is she going to do? Just invite strangers into her house? That's not how migrant care and migrant housing works. That's just really wild to me. So let me just see what your thoughts are. Let's see. I don't know what some of that means. I live in Texas, can't wait to vote Abbott out in November. Yeah, I have another friend that lives in Texas. She also cannot wait to vote Abbott out. Political refugees, okay, cool, yeah. So that's what you want the border states. Okay, so sometimes I don't, like, English is not my first language, so sometimes I don't like 100% understand what is being said in chat. But I don't know. I sort of come from the belief that all people mean well, and that I try to see the best in people. Okay, maybe that's a little naive, but that's just what makes life bearable for me. So, like I said, the people were not notified that, like literal people, they're being called illegal immigrants, but we're talking not only about legal migrants, but also people, human beings that are being sent to places where they don't even know that there are people coming. So, but what I thought was really heartwarming in the end is that people, at least from Martha's Vineyard, there were so many volunteers that all came together to take care of these people so that they could have a place to be, that they could have a place to stay, but just the fact, and I see Julia talking about this as well, load humans onto a plane and leave them to fend for themselves outside of the house of your political opponent. Yeah, that's wild. That's so wild to me. And there's also this video of, I'm pretty sure it's Fox News or something like that, that filmed these people from Venezuela because he interviews them. These are just regular ass people that are coming out of these buses, and what is the story there? That there's no one there to pick them up because the proper people, the proper institutions that could have helped them pick them up there weren't informed. Just Fox News was informed. Just reporters were informed. That's wild. That's not the story that they think it is. It's wild. So yeah, it's probably not just in Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, it makes me really angry, and I sort of wanted to do a reading on this. I don't know what to ask. I don't know what to ask, and I feel like everyone should have the opportunity to live wherever they want, even if that's abroad, and they're not fleeing a war zone. They don't have to. They don't have to. You don't have to live in a war zone to need to find another opportunity elsewhere. But that's my opinion on refugees in general. We have a bunch of refugees here in the Netherlands as well. Some from war zones and others not. So I don't know what I sort of want to see about this. I just should I? Okay, so because we talked about them earlier, okay. Should we take a look at the elections in Texas for Greg Abbott? I know nothing about that, okay? So I'm just gonna interpret the cards that I see, and we can take a look at how that is gonna play out in November, because it's September. November is almost around the corner. We can take a look at the energy around the election in Texas. Who is he gonna be running against? Who's he gonna be running against? I already am pulling cards that are going to be very interesting to pull. Ooh. Okay, so definitely inform me about this in the chat, please. If not, I can look it up myself. It's fine. So I'm not going to share the news article after all. So the cards that I just pulled are the Nine of Wands. I pulled the Ace of Swords, and I pulled the Nine of Wands about the election that is happening in Texas in November. So how I see this is that this is going to be a hard battle until the end. It's going to be a hard battle until the end, and it's going to be really hard. And I feel like the most determined is going to win. I teach everything. We don't just teach one subject here in the Netherlands. I teach everything. So I have one class for the entire year, one group of kids, the same group of 24 kids, and I teach them the whole day, every subject. So that is just a quencher. Ooh, I don't know if I can pronounce that. Beto o work. Cool. So I feel like it's going to be a battle until the end. I think it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be the one who's most determined is going to be the one who wins. Or my major is just in teaching, like being a teacher. And look at that. I have this. I am having a hard time sort of translating what I'm feeling, what I'm picking up, but I feel like the sort of phrase that sticks in my mind is having nothing to lose, and I feel like who is the one that literally has nothing to lose? I guess nothing to lose. I don't know. Maybe that's something that we can sort of circle back on later in the reading. Another thing that I'm picking up, or that I pulled, is the Ace of Swords. And here you can almost see like sort of a download happening, a thought happening, a moment of clarity is usually what I associate with the Ace of Swords, a moment of clarity. So that could indicate some truths coming out about a certain person that are either going to shine them in a really good light or in a really bad light. I don't know if it's something that they are wanting to be put out, or if it's going to be like opponents being mean to each other, which is something that I see a lot in American politics, which is, I don't know, interesting. But with the next card, the Seven of Wands, I feel like in this case, this could literally be either Greg Abbott or Beto O'Rourke, where they are like sitting up here and sort of doing their thing and they're being attacked. So this could, if this is about like Beto O'Rourke, I see them like sitting here and trying to, what I assume is good, or at least trying to create positive changes, hopefully for Texas. And people are just being mean. But who has the upper hand here? It's literally the politician who is on top here. And that is sort of what is making me feel like these wands here that are attacking are going to try and figure things out about them to put them down. And it's going to be happening on both sides. I definitely feel like it's going to be happening on both sides, and they're going to be mean to each other, and they're going to it's going to be a ruthless battle up until the literally like voting until the actual election. So that's interesting. Can I get some energy on Greg Abbott and then on Beto O'Rourke? On Greg Abbott and then Beto O'Rourke. I don't know if I am pronouncing their names right. Ooh, okay. So for Greg Abbott, I have the Ten of Wands. I will show you them in a little bit. The Ten of Wands, and this specific Ten of Wands really makes me think of delegation. So trying to put things out of his own hands and into someone else. Yeah, I highly disagree with that. I highly disagree. I think nothing positive of Trump. I hope you're joking. I really, truly hope you're joking. So almost like putting things out of his hand and trying to delegate some things, like maybe towards the end, he isn't going to be as visible anymore as maybe his opponent is. And he's going to try and put duties and his tasks and maybe even his like TV appearances into the hands of other people working for him. Maybe because it's just all sort of getting to be too much. Am I joking? I hope you are. I hope you are. I know you're here often in my chats. I've seen you before, and I am pretty open with my political opinions. Okay, now let's take a look at the Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke. The Hierophant. That's interesting. So the Hierophant as a politician, it's almost like being seen as a leader, being seen as a spiritual leader. I hope that's my friend leaving Texas if Greg Abbott wins. Yeah, that could literally be it too, because when you look at this, if Greg Abbott leaves or wins, there might indeed be a lot of people leaving. However, I feel like this is about his personal energy. It could also be the consequences of him potentially winning. But here with Beto O'Rourke, sorry, that's a really hard name to pronounce for me. That's interesting. Like the Hierophant to me is about not just spirituality, but when we look at it as politics, I see this as an institution, as an established traditional whatever. I feel like Beto O'Rourke isn't going to be maybe as leftist as maybe many of the people voting for them. I'm thinking it's a him, but it's going to be better than what they had before. It's literally just to get rid of Greg Abbott and to have someone in place who can make positive changes, or who at least won't make like badly negative changes as Greg Abbott is doing in office right now. So I literally see him as being the only option for so many people, because of the lack of options. I feel like he's this, and usually with Hierophant, I would say like being kept in super high regard, and maybe for some people, but I don't really get that vibe from this card, especially because it's a politician, and I don't feel like we should have any politician in such high regard because they're politicians. But maybe that's just my opinion. So that's that. I don't know if there's anything else that I would necessarily would like to take a look at. Let's see. He needs the full force and wisdom of the law. If he wins, Greg Abbott and his fans won't take laws lying down. Yeah. I haven't lived in the States for a while, but I still follow the politics. Seems to me something went wrong. Biden couldn't sneeze by himself. I don't understand why any old people are being placed into places of power. That's not just Biden, that's Trump as well. That's pretty much the entirety of the Supreme Court. I don't understand how such old people should be placed in positions of power like that. So, yeah. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Right, there should be a mandatory retirement age for politicians. Yes, politicians, anyone in a position of power. Yes, the same sort of goes for a queen and a king as well, in my opinion. So I'm just going to say sort of what else I had written down that I could potentially talk about. I had the Ukraine war written down because I feel like there are some developments with the Ukraine war right now where the Ukraine is starting to take back more of their own land, which is really great. So I could potentially do some card pulls on that if you want to see that. Like I said, I don't know too much about what is going on in Ukraine. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, or that I had written down to potentially talk about, I don't know what that means. As Azov battalions, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Andrew Tate, the like douchebag, red pill. He's real bad. He's real bad. He is allegedly a human trafficker. He is allegedly corrupting the allegedly corrupt government in Romania where he lives. There's I have to say allegedly because I know his people have come for other people who have been talking about him. They are, but what does it have to do with? What does it have to do with? What do you mean? I'm I'm not following you. I'm sorry. So those are things that I could potentially talk about. I had also written down because we already sort of talked about. I don't think I agree with you. I don't think I agree with you with if I understand what you're saying. So, or the other things that I wrote down was potentially the January 6th, what happened there with the charges and cases to see what the potential is there, or an update on Roe v. Wade. What is going to happen with Trump and documents, but I could keep some of those for a later date. A BBC documentary, I'll check that out. I'll check that out, what that is. So I think for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a pause from the world news. And if any of you have a question about for entertainment purposes only, yes, thank you. If anyone else has a question about like a reading for themselves, Can you do something more soft touch, like any advice the cards give to the Ukrainian refugee children trying to integrate in the schools here in the rest of Europe? Yes, I like that. And then I would love to do some viewer readings for those of you who are here. I could pull a couple of cards for a question for just a personal question that you have. So any advice for Ukrainian refugees, and then in particular, the children who are trying to integrate into the schools here, into the rest of Europe? Yes. What is some advice for the Ukrainian refugees? Interesting. I have the Chariot and the Hierophant. Ooh. So, the Chariot, it's almost like the first thing that sort of comes to mind is like I said, moving forward. So moving from one place to another, and just the process of moving, like and the journey itself, that there's gonna have to be a lot of processing sort of done with that. So yes, there should be a focus on where am I right now, but I also think that maybe some people aren't aware of the like how traumatic it's even been to go from one place to another, to suddenly have war in your country, and to try to have to set up in a different country that is like, those two are already traumatic, and those are already tough things to deal with, but also just a journey from your country to another country, like the journey itself. I feel like there should be a little bit more of an emphasis on that, like almost that that there should be some processing of that as well, that we shouldn't forget. I feel like many people for many people, it's going to be helpful to turn to religion, to turn to spirituality. This is not just for children, but for just Ukrainian and any refugees in general. I feel like spirituality and religion is going to be really important, and to have some sort of a leader, spiritual leader, religious leader with genuine good intentions. But also, one thing that's sort of popping into my brain right now, and I hope that this is true, I just sort of want this to be true. This is also a card about tradition and institutions. And I don't know how it is in other European countries. I feel like there's a lot of talk about rules, immigration rules, and refugee rules, and processes, and policies, and all that sort of stuff. And I feel like maybe the Ukrainian refugees, they already have different policies. There already are different rules, at least in the Netherlands, when it comes to Ukrainian refugees, because Ukrainian refugees are allowed to, as soon as they are in the country, they are allowed to work. But other refugees are not. They have to wait a mandatory 6 months before they can get a work permit. So there are already people here in the Netherlands that don't like refugees, and their ammo that they're getting right now, well, these Ukrainian refugees are working, but I don't see these other refugees working. That's because they're literally not allowed to. They're literally by law not allowed to. And I feel like maybe these Ukrainian refugees, their situation and them being here might be a cause, an opportunity for reform in the processes, for reform in the policies. And I hope that it's going to be in a positive way. I really, truly hope that it's going to be in a positive way. So yeah, let's take a look at what is like actual advice. Like, this was just more sort of about energy that is going on right now. But I want like, the question was, bye-bye, thank you so much for being here. I want like genuine advice, like for these refugees, like what can they do to make the transition easier? Queen of Cups. I feel like kindness and compassion for everyone, and finding a community, finding people around you who are being compassionate towards your situation and towards people who are in similar situations. I feel like finding people who are truly compassionate and who are trying to help and doing that compassion, doing that kind thing back, and having that sort of positive, compassionate, loving energy exchange. I feel like that is going to help a lot of people. Like, I'm not saying that they are sitting still, but I think it's going to be helpful. It's going to feel real nice to do something back to the community. And also looking at the emotional aspect. I see Julia saying that as well, accepting their own emotions and not bottling them up. Yeah, it was a traumatic. It's like traumatic, okay? Having something happen in the country where you live, where you did not want to leave, but you had to because of war. And then you have to do this entire journey, which is not easy at all. Some people were picked up by buses, because I know that one of my boyfriend's uncles, he is a bus driver, and he volunteered his time to drive a bus and pick up Ukrainian refugees in Ukraine, and to bring them back here. But I also know that there were people who had a very different type of journey to get to where they had to be. So that is why I think, that is what I'm getting there with, like Julia said, accepting their own emotions, and also know that every part of this is hard. Like literally every part of this is hard. So accepting their own emotions and talking about it with someone that they trust and someone that they love. I think it's going to be really important. I think it's just overall, it's going to be really important to have the focus on light and love and compassion and understanding, instead of judging. So that is just the overall thing. I don't know anything about any French refugees. I don't know anything about any French refugees. So I don't know. So if anyone wants a personal, has a personal question that you would like me to pull some cards on, let me know. Let me know, and we can do a couple of viewer readings. I'd love to do that. So I'll just wait until some questions are in. Oh, Julia, I just saw your what you wrote before I went live in the Discord about Sufism. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna be reading that later. So, but I just saw you post that. So if anyone has a question for a viewer reading, then I'd love to pull some cards for you. I have more decks here, and I literally just only pulled from the Lightseers Tarot. I didn't know if I was going to talk about like climate change, so I had my Tarot of Trees pulled out as well. So let me know if there's a question or just some general energy, like a little mini check-in I could do for you. We could take a look at a personal, maybe weekend or a week ahead. If you do want like an entire week ahead, reading for every week, then listen to my podcast. I have a podcast where I do a week ahead forecast through the planets and through the cards. And if you want to see the video version of that, I have it in my memberships, which is $1.99 a month. And you can have the video version of my podcast if you want to see the cards that I pull. Otherwise, I have the audio version on anchor.fm/coffee-and-cards. And it's always linked in the description box below if you're curious, if you're interested in my podcast. So let's see, one question coming in, some advice on how to tackle the tasks I've been procrastinating on. Okay, well, let's see. Procrastination, I don't know what that is. Must suck to deal with procrastination. Luckily, I don't have that problem. I do. That was sarcasm. Okay, how can Julia tackle the tasks she's been procrastinating on? Okay, I have the Ace of Wands and the Fools. So with the Ace of Wands, that is a card that I see as something that you're passionate about. So either these are tasks that you're just not passionate about and that you are sort of annoyed by because they don't really spark your passion, they don't spark your interest, and that is the reason that you've been procrastinating. And another thing that it could say is that you have been distracting yourself from these tasks that you've been procrastinating. You've been distracting yourselves with other things that you have been passionate about. So that is sort of the cause of the procrastination. And I literally feel like the Fool card, usually it's like naivety, childlike energy, starting something new, new beginnings. But in this case, I think it's really literally you have to just sort of empty your head and just do it. Like, don't think too much about it, but just do it, just get it done. It's sort of really blunt and almost like non-helpful advice. But another thing that's non-helpful is procrastination. So I'm just I'm just saying it like it is. Sorry. I feel like the tool tells me to take the Nike approach. Just do it. Yeah, just empty your head and do it. There we go. Same interpretation. Yeah. So, and I do feel like the cards are understanding of your procrastination. Like the tasks that you have to do aren't fun, aren't easy, aren't sparking your passion, aren't sparking joy. Well, sometimes we have to do shit that doesn't spark joy, and it sucks. It sucks. I wish we wouldn't have, but yeah. Impulse. The Ace of Fire always gives impulse. Yes, like being distracted by other things that you like. Like I do have other cards that, like the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. They more read like impulse to me, but I can see impulse with the Ace of Wands too. But especially in this card, you can see a literal fire in their brain. So it's like literally what lights your fire, what do you feel passionate about? But that is what I love about tarot. Like we have set interpretations for every card, but then every reader also reads differently. And every reader does things differently. So I like that. That is what I love about tarot. So if no one else has a question for a viewer reading, I saw that I had some people watching on Twitch as well, so that's fun. I'm multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch right now, and one person even followed me on Twitch, so that is really cool. And if you're watching from Twitch or YouTube, all your comments are going into my chat. I'm seeing them all. They're all also on the screen, which was a bit of a not necessarily a mistake, but it was a bit awkward when someone asked me for foot and sock pictures. So no, had not heard that one before. And I don't shame anyone with any kind of kink, but that is very clearly not the goal of this stream, is to show any feet or socks. So if no one else has a viewer reading request, then I'm gonna end this live stream. It was really fun. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, it's just easier for me to do a live stream, like time-wise. Right now, what I did was I created a little thumbnail and I went live for 1.5 hours, and that is it. And when I were to make a video, a tarot video, then it definitely takes like 2 or more hours to create a video. So this is just time-wise more efficient for me. I also just really enjoy getting to know you guys and chatting with you guys and hearing your perspectives, even though sometimes we can agree to disagree. That's totally fine. I definitely have my very set beliefs, political beliefs, that have taken a long time to form and to sort of round out. I was definitely different political and belief, like view-wise, years ago. Like 8 to 9 years ago, I had very different views, very different beliefs, very different political views. But I am very happy with where I am right now. I believe that what I currently believe is the humane and compassionate and kind view. But that is what I personally believe. So if there's no one else who wants to have a reading done on stream, like I said, I'm gonna tune out. I'm gonna end the stream. But thank you so much for those of you who were here. I hope that I'm gonna be able to do another stream next week, and then I'm gonna have my iMac. I already said that I'm such an Apple girly. I'm such an Apple fangirl, and I'm gonna have an iMac, and then my MacBook is not gonna try and blow itself up when I'm doing a live stream. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you if you are watching the replay. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed myself. I hope you all also enjoyed yourselves. And thank you so much for watching and being here.